Let's see this. This is great. Joe List and Mark Norman finally mention REDBAR. Look at this. And a little REDBAR in the wild, like the White Lotus. REDBAR in the wild. This is the hot segment where we look at celebrities and famous comedians talking about REDBAR. And this time, finally, I got this one. I got them. We almost have them all. You know, we almost collect them all. We don't have a Rogan. How do we not have a Rogan? Isn't that something? We've got almost every comedian.
I think Rogan and Ethan are the only two.
Rogan and Ethan. Now, what does that mean to you guys out there? What does that mean to you guys out there? Because we've gotten them all, and they all seem to know us quite well. I mean, almost every one of Rogan's best friends has had a giant incident with us. Brian Callen, Sam Tripoli, Joey Diaz, his best friend. Surely he brought us up to Rogan. Tony Hinchcliffe, many times, has, wished very ill of REDBAR. Brian Redban, who is actually a friend of REDBAR. So it's very funny that we never hear from Joe Rogan. We never hear from Ethan Klein. But we've collected everybody else that we've ever talked about on the show.
You want your new song?
Yeah, let's have a little wild. It's REDBAR in the wild, everybody. And we're in this year, we're in Thailand. And it's beautiful. I really like it. They did a great job on the newest season of White Lotus. If you liked White Lotus 1, you liked White Lotus 2, this season's even better. That Parker Posey is so hot. All right, do you have the damn music already?
Oh.
You know, I can only keep wearing it. The newest music from the White Lotus. And that's our new season of REDBAR in the Wild background music. Thank you. Have a puff. Pull this up. Mark Norman and Joe List, come on down.
Yeah, one bit. And Peters, we love you.
Here they come. 3:45. All right, you can lower that. And let's see what these two do. Oh, that's some good stuff, Jules.
Hell yeah.
Here they are. This is Mark Norman and Joe List staring right at us, by the way. So, man, Mark Norman, he's looking great. You know who Mark Norman reminds me of? Nick Vial. Nick Vial. Very similar. And there's Joe List. And Joe List actually got in a big fight with Travis Kelce this week. Joe List in the news. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift's husband, stole a joke word for word from Joe List and performed it on his podcast. And Joe List called him out in the comments.
And he went crazy.
And Joe List went crazy fighting with all Travis Kelce's fans from the Chiefs. From the Chiefs. So, yeah, that's the latest news that Joe List in a big fight with Travis Kelce for stealing. That's going to make him a lot of money, that story. I mean, what an honor as a comedian to have one of your jokes stolen by Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. That might as well. Taylor Swift said your joke.
As soon as, not like I'm in love with Travis, but as soon as he saw Joe's comment, he was like, this joke is from the hilarious Joe List.
Yeah, he gave him the shout out. And then Joe went crazy. Joe went crazy. He's like, but still. And it's like, isn't this, but you have a story now for your stand-up that's way more interesting than anything you've ever said. You've got this story. Certainly that's worth a little money. Aren't you glad? This is what I don't get. It's what I'm talking about. It's like, okay, Ethan Klein and Gila Klein, they're so rotten, they're so terrible. That's a good thing to me. You should be looking at it the same way. You should be happy that Travis Kelce stole your joke and then admitted he did that. And now you've got this amazing story for your stand-up and for everybody to hear. And then you got in the news. Your name got out there. It's a very funny story for a comedian to have. And if anyone's going to steal your material,
it's not like it's another
you're lucky.
comedian.
I mean, really, it's Travis Kelce. That's hilarious.
Someone says
that he stole your material.
I love you, but come on. It's just a regular guy, not a comedian, paraphrasing a small part of your bit. He doesn't know comedian culture. Just chill out and be happy. And Joe List goes, well, a lot more people would be enjoying it if he said, well, that's a joke from a hilarious comedian I saw named Joe List, and he's not just a regular guy. He's a massive celebrity with a huge platform retelling my jokes, and at least...
This is all from Joe List?
Yeah, as if it was his own thought. He did the... At least credit me in the comments after somebody asked him to. It's like, I'm sorry.
I mean, that's brutal.
And the joke was just that Picasso was around at the same time as Mountain Dew.
So a football player shoved you in the locker and stole your joke? Is that what Seems about right. And you whined and complained about it? Very cool. We're after you. All right, here it is. They talk about REDBAR. For the first time, I don't think I've ever heard these guys do it face to face.
Well, Joe List left a long comment on our first ever segment about him.
Of course.
But since
then...
And
what about Mark Norman? Have we heard boo from him before?
I don't think so.
He's ready. Oh, he's not looking directly at me. Okay. He's still scared. So he's worried, and he got dressed up, and they sat face forward for this one. This is almost like an apology video. But it's an addressing REDBAR video. Let's see.
You're the best in the business. #1 producer. We'll be using you soon, I hope.
Please.
Chuck taking a beating in the early going here.
Well, you were on the road. I'm so jealous of the road, and you're covered in gray.
I'm all gray. I'm all gay.
Yes.
And
gray bar.
My beard's gray, and
so he says the words gray bar. It's a gay bar pun. He said he's all gray. He's all gay. He's going to a bar, and Mark Norman goes gray bar instead of gay bar. And then Joe List, watch what Joe List does. Coming off a Travis Kelce incident, personal incident. Watch what this list says.
All gray, I'm all gay.
Yes,
and
gray bar.
My beard's gray and REDBAR.
Excuse me? Why would you say that? You're all gay, you're all gray. Gray bar. REDBAR.
Why?
Why? I haven't even been here. I've been sick.
Nice giant V, by the way.
Nice giant
got going
V.
On down there?
Holy shit. Nice giant V. Is this accessible? That's a beautiful mound. Delicious. Oh. Your child is so lucky.
They literally both just sat down on the couch and displayed their privates and thighs.
I don't know
That's
how
the closest possible thing.
To me, I don't know how
right
you
now.
don't go out. You don't have a shirt that goes to your knees. I don't know how you could show your thighs like this. I can't believe. Imagine. I'd be mortified if this was.
I don't want you guys walking around New York judging people like you're so cool and everybody else in society is so crazy. If you're going to sit down on a couch and show it all like this,
I mean, they're really. It's far too much. Okay, so here they go. Let's see what they do here.
Road. I'm so jealous of the road, and you're covered in gray.
I'm all gray. I'm all gay.
Yes.
And
gray bar.
My beard's gray and REDBAR. My beard's gray.
Got that? I don't even want to awaken that demon.
Sweatshirt, sweatpants.
I don't want to awaken that demon. Why? Because I'm Jewish? Anti-Jewish comedian Mark Norman at it again with his far-right hell.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to that. You don't want it with that demon, so I'm a demon. Because why? Because I'm an old, crippled, scary creature? Do you think this stance that I have is a demon? What do you mean by demon? Like a demon with a giant schnoz and Jewish fingers? What kind of shit is that?
That's a hate crime, and that's
you look
exactly
like a
what
Macklemore type Jew hater. That's what you remind me of. You're like one of those secret Macklemore, nice guy looking Jew haters. Tell everyone, listen to this shit.
Yes.
And
gray bar.
My beard's gray and REDBAR. My beard's gray.
Got that? I don't even want to awaken that demon.
Sweatshirt, sweatpants. I'm gray. My pubes are gray.
Yes. Gray skull.
I was out on the road.
Okay. And then he goes on. He had a lot of gulping and a lot of fear after saying that. Now, why wouldn't you want to awaken me? Could it be all those stories I've told that people have told me about you? in your shockingly horrific deeds.
Will you email us a
I don't even
story
remember. That's the thing about Mark Norman. If they asked me today, what did Mark Norman do again? Barely remember. And I would probably guess it to be something way worse than what it was. Because in my mind, I don't even want to say. If somebody said, Mike, do you remember why Mark Norman is like a little bit worse than these other people, you know? Well, my mind, my memory says, and I'm telling you right now, I don't know about any truth to any of this. But if you asked me today, Mike, what's like the thing about Mark Norman that's got you, that people have told you? The first word that comes to my mind, and I mean, I don't know why, because I don't remember why, but the first word that comes to my mind, rapist.
Okay.
Now, why is it that I think that?
So what you're saying is, so with Callan, for example,
Yes.
immediately you're like, Callan jacked off in front of the woman in the car. Callan took that
Allegedly. These guys are
allegedly-
looking to sue. They're going to sue any minute.
allegedly into the bedroom and said, I'm your boyfriend now. It was written in an article and you'll remember forever. Allegedly, Crystalia opened the hotel room door and flashed.
Mm-hmm.
So...
See anything you like, he said. Remember when Crystalia? Hello? See anything you like?
But we only remember those details because of the article and the big press noise.
Yes.
So you actually want your crimes to be in the press so they're more defined.
Yeah.
Because if it's just a rumor,
If it's just a rumor, yes, then I start forgetting. And really, this isn't some dirty game. I don't want you to be this thing. I really hope it's not true. I would like to have a long, nice relationship with you. And I feel like Joe List doesn't know what he's getting involved with here, maybe. And you better not fuck over Joe List.
You know what comes to my mind?
Because he can't take it.
With Mark Norman, sniff chairs. What's that about?
I don't know.
And I don't know the explanation.
And again, he did not rape anybody, I don't think. I really don't. Seriously. But when I think about, okay, what were his crimes? What were his crimes? As far as why he's got a bad rep, I would go, I don't know, was it something to do with? It had something to do with women, I'll tell you that. It was woman-related complaints, right?
Yes, we had a whole segment on it.
I know,
with
I
Jen
honestly...
Kirkman, but since it was all rumors, it's hard to... It's like...
But no, I thought that's what I'm saying. I'm only saying this because that's what's so funny. Because to Mark Norman, it's like a nightmare, and I'm this demon. And to me, I can't even remember, nor do I care if you did any of this. You know? And to him, it's like, oh my God, he's got to go through all this worry and stress thinking that I do and that I have a plan. There is no plan.
Don Draper meme.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why I feel so bad, because maybe Mark Norman is thinking, you know, all this trouble is upon him and, you know, all this. And it couldn't be farther from that. That's what I mean. It's, this goes in one ear and out the other as far as your allegations, you know, and as long as you keep yourself, you know, dressed rather decent or whatever, you know, just keep it up.
Just because you
Keep
said
it up,
Red
buddy.
Bar, now my whole chat is going. There's a story of him grabbing the waitress and sucking on her face and licking her while she was struggling. He has a story where he was high on CBD and hugged and sniffed a chair the whole night before a big meeting.
Okay. So those are the things, I guess. So
why you
I don't
don't
know
say
why
Red
you're
Bar.
doing this stuff, Mark, and I hope it's not true. I really hope it's not true, and I hope you don't do a right-wing pivot to get out of this one. Don't you pivot like that, Whitney. Oh, Whitney Cummings, step into my office, please. Now!
Wait, do you want to do the order that I put them in?
Do they? Oh, they lead up to each other, don't they? Right?
I was just thinking we should do this one before the end of the show because we always leave the best one for last.
You think we should do this one now so that it's not forgotten? You're worried that this will be forgotten.
I mean, we can do Whitney now.
Well, I think that goes together with this one, don't you think?
Yeah, okay, that one and then Whitney.
Okay. This one.
It's up to you.
Tough choices. Tough choices. No, I think I already brought it up. We might as well do this Whitney thing. It could be, it's not a whole big thing. But Whitney Cummings, get in there! Have people been seeing what's happened to her? You know, this went from a friendly joke. You know, I always thought, okay, well, Whitney, she's definitely a boomer. You know, she's definitely nuts. But at the end of the day, I just assumed Whitney would like do the right thing at the end of the day, right? You've seen her running all over town saving horses, right? You would think a lady that saves horses wouldn't date such a jackass. No, that wasn't. But it's true. And I can't believe what she's done. And, you know, we've really haven't talked about this much, but Chris Cole, come on down! So, if you saw Whitney Cummings on New Year's, she did that CNN thing, her famous CNN thing, where she brought up some conspiracy theories. Remember this? And everyone thought she was so based because she dared to bring up these. And Whitney didn't know. These are just like jerk-off stories that Whitney's heard. 10th hand. So she rambles about, what did she say? Yeah, something about Epstein or some shit on that CNN New Year's, Jules? Epstein, like what were the topics she brought up on that CNN New Year's?
I mean, well, I think we have it.
Oh, we have it. Oh, yeah, let's play that. Pre-New Year's video? Is this
I think you want the set is what you're looking for. Oh, the set.
Yeah. Okay, look at this. And I'm sure you've seen it. But it's rather crazy what's been going on. And I think we've kind of put two and two together. And we're seeing why Whitney is reaching out to this other side. And it definitely has to do with Chris Cole, who we haven't yet talked about on this show. Chris Cole is Whitney's new boyfriend. He is a famous skateboarder, and he's been accused of domestic violence by his wife, who shares all these stories, these horrific tales of him terrorizing her. And Whitney Cummings seems to have, from what I heard in this Too Lazy to Try video, she's coming after the ex-wife, telling her to shut her mouth, zip it.
The best video about this is called... I'll find it for you, but this one guy made an amazing video about this. Yeah,
there's like a video that follows this whole thing because it's pretty crazy. It's pretty involved now.
Gifted
with Whitney
hater.
And this Chris Cole. So here's Whitney's New Year's thing, which of course you all know. But I just wanted to hear what her bits were again. I wanted to see, because she accidentally kind of got herself into this and then took full advantage when she saw the opportunity arise, and is now kind of put herself in this hole that didn't end up really working out. It kind of just made her life more annoying and took her credibility down a few notches, especially with me, Whitney, because now we have a Whitney problem. I didn't consider you a bad faith person. Now I kind of do. You know, I thought you were cringe. You know, you did all those pop-outs. Remember when she would pop out of a tree and go, REDBAR's watching? And she made a video for us. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. We thought it was cute.
I assumed, no, at the end of the day, she saves horses. She's probably would do the right thing at the very end of the day, when it counts. But now, no, I've seen with my own eyes. And I just can't believe you're doing this. So, yes, your credibility with me is gone. I actually find this to be a giant issue, Whitney. And I actually, I can't believe you're doing this. Not this, though. Not this. But watch this. This is New Year's.
From the street. Are you sure? I think she's cursing.
Well, no doubt. And how is Junior?
Junior's
Let's see what she did that was so based.
Baby myself.
How old?
A year old.
Wow.
It's as loud as it
I'm
gets.
finally back. I did carry my own child. Television just doesn't pay what it used to, so had to carry my own kid. It was pretty humbling.
What are you most excited for?
I'm touring all over for all of 2025. Wow. Very you
like
being
on the road?
touring. It's the best. I love going around the country because you see that Americans really are more reasonable than they would be portrayed.
Absolutely,
They're pretty great,
100%
and I'm playing bigger and bigger venues now. I thought being a mom would mean that less people would want to come see me. I'm now playing, like 3,000 seat theaters,
awesome.
which is about the viewership of
Look at her
CNN these
ears.
days.
Oh,
Not
nice.
this show, though.
Nice.
All eyes are
I mean, really, that's like a fucking demon. This is a demon. Look at this profile here. Look at that ear. That doesn't even look like Whitney here. This could be a clone. That does not look like Whitney at all. I swear,
her
Whitney has a
robot.
tiny chin. What's going on here? Or is somebody filming their TV set, and this is what I'm seeing, and they have an old CRT? What is the idea behind this? Okay, I just want to hear one of her conspiracies so
Where
I
are you
can...
going to be toasting New Year's?
I think I'm just gonna. After what I'm about to do, I think I'll probably be like in a huddle with a bunch of lawyers or something.
Okay.
So I don't have big plans for after this.
Well, this was the year that we learned that roasts probably shouldn't happen at important live events. Whitney Cummings, it is time for you to roast the year. Let's hear it.
Feel free to heckle me. Feel free to come for me.
I didn't even know this is how it started like this. They set her up to do a roast of the year.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at this, Heather. I mean, they look very similar, him and Whitney. I mean, look at that. That's very similar to what we were just looking at with Whitney. Look at that. No wonder Joe Rogan thinks you guys are going to take over the world. It's right there on your face. I didn't look at you hard enough there. Now I get it. They must be stopped. Okay, so let's hear Whitney's big based joke that got her this whole new life. She's a whole new person now. She picked up a whole new lifestyle. She swapped. Look at this.
I do believe we need to hold 2024 accountable for its behavior. That is what white women do now. We point out other things that are toxic because we don't get irony. And that is our truth. This was the year that people were behaving so poorly, we started being wistful about murderers. Remember, this was the year we were like, were the Menendez brothers so bad? Were we too hard on the Menendez?
So somebody just asks you and you'll perform for two men standing there? Like a jackass?
It's tripping me
I
out
mean,
how
really.
fine she is with doing this in front of them while they're just
Yes, they're like this.
standing there.
And you're doing full on stage mode? Boomer? I mean, really?
I mean, she's a professional.
She's good.
This was the year we
That's
were about
cool.
poorly.
This is a cool set. When I watch this, I'm like, damn, she's cool. Damn, that's cool. I can't believe she does this. And look, it's like, yeah, they weren't wincing because of the content. They started making these faces long before you said anything base. You went into this routine and just your arm movements were enough for them to go. But now they clip this and they're like, look how disturbed they were because Whitney exposed the truth on TV. No, I have proof right here. They were disturbed the second she started pretending to be a stand-up comedian on a big stage. It's very awkward. Imagine if someone started doing their routine to you like this. Okay, well, first I gotta tell... And it's a loudmouth nut psycho? Yeah, you're gonna make a face.
The year. Let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
Heckle me. Feel free to come for me. I do believe we need to hold 2024 accountable for its behavior. That is what white women do now. We point out other things that are toxic because we don't get irony. And that is our truth. This was the year that people were behaving so poorly, we started being wistful about murderers. Remember, this was the year
That's
we were
right.
like, were the Menendez brothers so bad? Were we too hard on the Menendez brothers? This was the year
They're
we
like,
united-
okay, roasts the year, and that's what you picked out. You know, you're going to mention about 5 things, and you're going to do Menendez brothers. What did you want? To them, they're not thinking about Menendez brothers. It was a two-day thing on the internet in a very select group. We weren't all into Menendez brothers in 2024. Sorry.
You wish.
Only a fool got roped back into that tragedy. Only a fool. It's like the fools who got suckered back into reliving the OJ trial. Cuckoo! Cuckoo! Why would you want to do that again?
Or
you haven't had enough OJ.
Watching and talking about the Gabby Petito documentary that just came out. It's like we just
finished
found out
that.
every fact about.
We found
Gabby
it all
Petito.
out. And why would we want to relive that? That would be like, the submarine. Imagine having another round of the sub. They're already relitigating the dress. Did you know that? Yep, on H3 only. Ethan Klein did an hour-long segment on the dress. Is it white and gold or blue and black? And they did it as if it was the first time ever happening. They got suckered in. It's like when somebody brings up 9/11 and there's a New Yorker in the room. Watch out. It's going to be remembrance time.
The dress is everybody's 9/11.
I watched those planes hit the tower the other day by accident in somebody's little edit. It was fucking epic. I wish I was there shooting film. I wish it could happen again so I could get some shots on film. Which is back, by the way, and almost gone. Almost back gone. So stay away. All right, let's hear one more bass joke. She hasn't done it.
She hasn't even done anything based yet.
No.
Our favorite celebrity, because murdering your mom is so brat. They had her on a red carpet, a little on the nose for a murderer.
You've never heard Brat. I don't like people. You don't do a Brat joke unless you know the album front to back. You don't talk about Brat. She doesn't know one damn song. She hates music. She hates music. Whitney Cummings thinks music is like an irritant.
She listens to like loud electrical pulses to relax.
Yeah. She's the kind of person who thinks music is a waste of time.
She puts on those things that simulate childbirth. To go to bed
she probably does. Right on her big fucking nipples. She's sick. She's twisted. And by the way, I thought it was no men in women's sports. Hello? Your rules. You're freakier than Robin Tran. Way freakier than Robin Tran. And that's coming from me. That's how you know you could trust something like that. Here.
But she was like posing in a fancy dress. We were like, slay. And she was like, I did. And of course, our heartthrob of the year was the alleged cold-blooded killer named Luigi, who is now in the same prison as Diddy, which I'm very upset about because Luigi already has a lower back issue. This was the year nothing made sense. Fertility was down, sales of baby oil was up, white supremacy groups reached record highs. It got so bad, Ariana Grande became white again.
Imagine her sitting there writing this like you're doing your homework. It always cringes me out when I think of a girl writing her YouTube video or stupid stand-up.
Why you should get a Tesla,
this is Whitney
or
over
shouldn't
the
you?
Yes, this is gonna kill. Fucking loser. You wrote all this. Look at you. Have some agency. Fucking wimp loser. Look at you. You waiting in line like cattle for the audition?
So she barely even said anything base. I feel like
none of
this is the
base.
full set.
It's because they got a screenshot like Anderson Cooper hated. And it's like he thought Whitney was a ham. That's all that happened.
They're reacting the exact same way to all the other jokes that aren't based.
Yes. And there's been nothing based. There's been nothing that they disagree with. He's sickened by her. He knows she's a phony. And he doesn't have a second to spare to entertain this non. That's all.
2024 totally broke our brains. Half the people I know think we're in a simulation. I'm starting to wonder. When I go to a website and it asks me if I'm a
robot. And all of her conspiracy crap is so outdated. It's 8-9 years old. 8-9 years old. This is like Graham Hancock first, second appearance crap. She's talking about stuff. She thinks this is like breaking news. Simulation theory, she thinks, is just kind of being discovered right now. And that we're all talking about that right now. This is like when I found out about the back room 8 years after it happened and told everyone as if I discovered it. This is what she's doing. Half the people I know think simulation theory is taking away our government. That's not what they're talking about. You know, I don't know where you get that. Did you watch like a best of Rogan psychedelic segment? You type that in and find that, and you're like, got it. Okay, so these are the topics. Got it. You hot dog. I mean, look at you.
Do you remember the Lady Gaga?
Talk about Jeffree Star Yak Ranch. I mean, come on. That looks like your flavor. Hey, what are you wearing? Jeffree Star Yak Ranch dressing. You're disgusting inside and out. You're the ex-wife of your new boyfriend is on multiple podcasts talking about all this abuse, this terrible, terrible abuse.
Okay, we have to keep watching until she says something based, or the rest of the story won't make sense.
Yes, of course.
Or not, half the time I get the quiz wrong. I'm like, does the shadow of a bike count as a bike? I don't know. Why am I looking at a grainy photo of a crack house?
Not based.
We just all broke mentally this year. Things got so bleak. We started watching the WNBA. Was that what happened? And we also started watching older women in movies. Equality or insanity? You tell me. Demi Moore was in a movie called The Substance, showing that Hollywood's ready for a woman in her 50s to star in a movie as long as a hot 28-year-old wears a leotard for most of it. Pam Anderson's getting Oscar buzz for a movie she did wearing no makeup. Guys, that's not progress if you call it brave. Documentaries finally realized...
You know, I only think I saw supercuts of this. I didn't know you did all this crap. I thought you came up there and said, Epstein! And then just looked at them.
So you did nothing.
You did nothing. Oh, God, you are so psychedelic. I mean, like, so sick. I mean, really, this pixelation, this is why I say people should sue. I get really mad over these pixelated videos. Resolution is very important. I'll tell you why. Half of these people viewing these AI videos, you know how when you see an AI video, you go, it's so obviously fake, and you don't believe it? Well, half of these people have such low-resolution phones out there, low-resolution screens, and they're seeing this content that's been copied till it's very hard to tell. No wonder they're believing all this AI. They're seeing everything like this. So it all looks real to them on their iPhone 4 or whatever Samsung thing they got at Costco. So yeah, no wonder. And people are believing it. All these Photoshops and AIs, all the people think it's real because it looks exactly... I mean, to us, if you're on the iPhone 16, you could tell.
I mean, this looks like ChatGPT 1, the first day we were able to make a picture.
I mean, if I showed you this and said AI or real, you would go, obviously AI. No, you would go, it's real because AI isn't that bad. AI wouldn't do something that bad, so I'm guessing real. That's what you would say, but that's one of those, like, hot shot guesses. Let's be real. If you really had to... Well, you'd probably still think it was real because ChatGPT couldn't do such a horrible job. It's too smudgy and everything. ChatGPT would be clear. Yeah. But other than that, you're no different than a demon going through the cable in the AI underworld. You're horrific, and the things that you're doing now are horrific. Okay, I got to hear the bass, though.
Just make them about cheerleaders. The Dallas Cowboys cheerleader doc showed the girls being treated horribly, underpaid, crying. I thought I'd open a video on Hunter Biden's laptop.
Oh, there we go. Bass. Hunter Biden's laptop. She thinks, and look, he's still making the same face as he was making before. And that's the face of, this sucks. But they think it's because of the Hunter Biden's laptop. And look how proud of herself she is of knowing that term. You know, she thinks that it's like impressive that she knows about that story. She really does. She thinks that's like a cool thing that she found out. And she's, I get it. The laptop, if you asked her for details on this story, she wouldn't know anything about it. She would say, I don't know, didn't it have something to do with him having the nuke codes on a laptop? That's what she thinks. That's what she thinks. Okay, let's hear the
This is the year everyone hated the movie The Joker, but if you do love watching men descend into insanity, in a couple hours you get to watch Andy Cohen do the countdown. In 2024, some things left us, some came back. Sanity left us. Somehow crypto is back. Do you guys even know what crypto... No one thought the timing of crypto was fishy. As soon as women started making money, they were like, money's over. money's over. I don't even know what crypto is. As far as I understand, it's just astrology for men. Like, I don't. 2024 election fried our brains. The Democrats couldn't hold a primary because they were too busy holding a
crypto probably is so that women can't have money because they can't figure out the system. I could barely figure out crypto. How could a woman? So, yeah, wow, that's actually, she stumbled upon that one, or she probably heard that somewhere. Probably stole that from Chris Cole. But, yeah, I believe that, too. They're trying to take all the money, like Tate is pretty much probably made up this plan. You use cryptocurrency so that all money converts to cryptocurrency, and then the girls are left behind because they can't figure out the code or whatever you need to get in. You know?
Oh, no,
you couldn't figure out an online wallet. So,
no.
Right? It's not really a girl's business.
I can barely get a refund off eBay.
Exactly. I mean, most girls don't know where all the buttons are like we do on sites. Seriously. Yeah, looking through a site is more of a man's job. You know, girls can see the homepage, they see featured, whatever the site is telling them to see, they see. Mm-hmm. But we can go further.
I do mostly stay on the For You page on Twitter.
Yeah.
Is that a woman thing?
It's very, it's smart. All right, so this is her base set.
Yeah, right.
I don't think there was much base stuff in it.
Still rolling? Am I off?
Go for it.
Look, we still rolling? Am I off, she says. We still rolling, or did they cut this? And really, this fooled like millions of people. I mean, this got so big on Twitter, and everyone was like, Whitney. And Whitney, her popularity, it rose through the roof. She was getting messages left and right about how thankful they are that she's so based. She was responding to like everybody.
Here, go to posts at manic tweeting.
Look at this.
In my note.
You're not going to believe this. So she really took advantage of this. She has this night. For some reason, it must have got clipped, and there was a narrative, thrown on Twitter, like CNN freaks out over Whitney Cummings. Truth-telling. And it was just, a lot of screenshots of his face, doing that look. So she became a hit sensation with the right.